Dear viewers, the world continue to bring to us different opportunities that can enable you be part of the economic transformation agenda. And it's not only for the economy, but you must also transform socially. We continue the discussion with Mr. Dennis Muden Ngabilano, the acting CEO, National Lotteries and Gaming Regulatory Board, and together with our team researcher and analyst in matters that we are dealing with this weekend, looking at how effective can lotteries and e-job recruitment improve economic livelihoods of the people. As we progress, we realize that the socio-economic protection is important, because if one is protected, I say that your agenda is to protect the citizens, and maybe, of course, in a different dimension. When they are protected in terms of, socially not to lose what belongs to them and have an understanding, it can drive them somewhere. But before we went for the commercial break, you are still building on a very subject matter that is important to viewers.
Yeah, thank you, Doctor. You had asked on job creation or the employment in this industry. As per our statistics, currently this industry employs about 10,000 Ugandans.
10,000?
Yes.
Okay.
So, and with the standardization we are focused on, we realize that we will have to create about another 5,000 jobs, especially for our young ICT people. Why I'm saying that is we have working with the UNBS and other government agencies like NITAU developed 14 technical standards for gaming machines and software, and as a result, all these machines you see people bet on, and these softwares they use will have to be regularly tested and certified to ensure that they are designed to do what they are supposed to do, and that requires basically IT skills to have these machines and the software tested. They do test quite a number of things like the source code review, the RNG, that is the random number generator, the math analysis, error and event handling, integration of different systems, metering and reporting, and then the game platforms. So this is what we have actually seen in other mature jurisdictions where they have really standardized this industry, and there is a creation of jobs. Look at the games that they offer. We have quite a number of software developers in this country, young software developers, and instead of having games developed from other countries and they are brought here, our focus is how can our young people who have these skills develop these games locally, and they are offered to people, and there's job creation for our youth. So it's an area we are focused on as a regulator as well, to ensure that there is good impact in terms of job creation.
We are interested, for purpose of our dear viewers and listeners, to know the regulatory framework, the structure. I mentioned 149, around 45 districts of Uganda, and you've ably given us information that you are about to launch the national lotteries, and already, of course, some work has been in progress. I don't know how many companies so far we have, and whether we've already spread in the whole country in order to see, I don't know, your structure, whether it is also decentralized in the aspect of covering a bigger area, so that it does not become an urban activity only for the people of Kampala, so that someone who is in, whether Acholi, in Kigezi, maybe in Kalibaton, all those districts is able to be part of this, transformation.
Also, Doctor, in addition to that, you can also answer this as well. The National Lottery has been in the UK. We've seen big economies participate. But people will still ask, where do I benefit from? Ugandans, one thing I've noticed that is the first question they always ask. Even falling into some of these schemes, they'll ask, where am I getting from? They tell you 10,000 a day, that's it, right? Now, in the National Lottery, maybe you can help elucidate Ugandans on how does the National Lottery work? And where do I, as an individual participant, participate? Is it a charitable thing that, okay, I'm giving this money for a good cause and there's no return or whatsoever? How can a normal, common Ugandan also benefit from that?
Okay, thank you. I will start with Doctor on the structure. And I'll start with the structure of the National Lotteries and Gaming Board as is. Of course, we are still thin on ground, but we have plans on expanding our presence, starting with the regions. So we are planning on opening up regional offices if the funds allow. We presented our case, and we hope that this will be looked into. So currently we are only situated in Kampala. We have our structure calls for about 51 staff, but we are currently about 37, of course, because of the budget. But this is something we have discussed with our superiors, and we hope that with the availability of budget, we will be able to increase on the number of staff and also spread across the country. Back to the National Lottery. The National Lottery, it is in process. We did advertise last year for an operator to operate a National Lottery, and we received applications. They are under evaluation, and the moment the process is complete, then we will have a National Lottery operator in place. This is purely going to be an e-lottery. Basically, it will be conducted through electronic means. A website, mobile applications, USSD codes, and lottery terminals, what we would call like the way you see these payway terminals. So that's how it's going to be conducted. And we believe with that we will have a good outreach. We will also have the physical ones, like kind of scratch cards that will be with maybe mobile money agents or agent money banking agents, depending on the model that the operator will choose. So there will be an outreach to all these districts.
All these districts.
Because basically what we focus on is this National Lottery should have, like, ideally a national character.
National character.
And the good causes should basically be benefiting all the citizens in this country. To get back to Anthony's question, is you specifically asked for
the benefits.
One of the conditions we are putting in place is that what we would call return to player percentage is going to be about 50%.
Okay.
So in this case is, if the two of us bought tickets of a National Lottery, at least one of us should be able to win something, but then also contribute to a good cause.
Yes.
So the benefit is going to be two-way. You are buying a ticket, you have chances of winning, but again you're contributing to a good cause.
Yes.
And what we want to basically focus on is the good causes that will actually make the National Lottery successful. What is that you who does not normally bet on these other betting platforms, you who does not go to these casinos to gamble, what is that can actually prompt you to say, yes, this is a good cause, this is a national cause, I am buying this ticket at least to contribute to this. That is basically what we are focused on.
It's not yet over until it's over. We are focused on how we can achieve it. Your existence is not by accident, it is for intention. That's what I'd like to appreciate. Now, as you linked up on the good cause, two issues at once that we'll look at. The IT-led sector in amidst a situation where there is a need for much more awareness for the participants or whosoever is to engage into this. No, this is legitimate or it's illegitimate. It's wrongful, this is lawful. Wrongful versus lawful. Because there are those who will try to show that they are part of these companies. And I don't know whether you have so far, as you start with the citizen protection from day one, let's go. Whether if now I land into now on IT, I say gaming, and I know this is the right one, this is not the right one. There's where you, as we have always accessed the IT, I say, no, this is the wrong one, this is the right one. It is something that I believe it's in the mind of some of the viewers, which they would want to know. Number two, you are in a good regulatory body, which is to be IT-led sector, intending to protect the citizen. But yet, in a way to involve many, the IT policy, people, the citizen to access internet is still a challenge. And those who have just got little to pay for MBs, it's a challenge. Which strategies are you to mitigate the two? And then we see how we can now go to the national reports.
Thank you. Of course, I'll not ably address the internet aspect because it has its own regulators. So allow me focus on gaming.
Are you not having a partnership network because you are not working in the unison? You must network with other sectors, and so that we can see success and good results.
Yes, of course. There are great initiatives by those who are regulating the use of internet in this country. Just to say this, the works of NITAU in rolling out the national backbone infrastructure, which is really commendable. And I believe the efforts in addressing that aspect that we can all be well aware of.
Okay.
But back to the gaming aspect, you talked about legitimate and illegitimate operations. Of course, it's very important that before you engage into something, you do some bit of due diligence to ensure that you are dealing with the right. What we normally do as a gaming body is after licensing these companies, we do gazette these licensed operators and inform the citizens that the following have been licensed and they are providing this particular service. We go ahead and also post these operators online on our website and on our social media handles. So it is important that before you get into it is important that before you start betting with any company, you need to check and fully appraise yourself that this is a licensed company and it's licensed by the gaming board, because every licensing company that we issue a license, we check what we call a bank guarantee from them of about 500 million shillings, so that in an event that you who is participating, you're not paid your money after you've won, then we can cash out that bank guarantee and pay. That is part of the way we protect the citizens here. So it is important to do due diligence before you get involved with any company that is offering this service.
So the call for awareness remains in all ways, and maybe even via radios, which can reach out everywhere.
Yes, we are doing awareness campaigns, and currently we have been visiting tertiary institutions, secondary schools, universities, and we are
so
also.
Far, how many? I will be in need of some statistics. You can do some.
We have visited the entire western region, from Kisolo to Kabale, Mbarara, Kunjiri, Kanungu, and we don't only visit schools, the approach is we are visiting both schools and regional hospitals and other medical facilities that have an element of counseling and treatment, because we realize we have a number of problem gamblers that have come to us to seek for help, but as we build capacity in ensuring we offer support to these people, we realize the need to quickly partner with regional hospitals and other medical facilities that offer counseling services. Currently, the team has been in the north and visited about 7 institutions of higher learning and regional hospitals there. And it's an ongoing effort, but with funds allowing, we'll of course do these campaigns on a larger scale. But this is something we are committed to, and like our mandate is, responsible gaming is our everyday commitment. So whenever we get a chance, like I have gotten a chance here, I'll have to preach responsible gaming to people and tell them that this is not a money-making venture. This is entertainment. Bet responsibly and only bet money that you can afford to lose.
Yeah. Gambling. So issue of gambling, part of it, I'm able to recall this to benefit our talk show. It's not only in some of these other sports activities. It has unfortunately entered into sometimes back, and it wasn't mitigated up to now. Kigezi sub-region is in pain when a gambling financial institution entered into this very sector. It was called COE. They say, you come, and because I equate it to gambling, you will deposit this amount of money today. After 1 month, you will get this amount of money. And none came for our rescue. None came even to either, create awareness that this is wrong. Up to the COA, it was COE. It was known even with having vehicles moving freely. Our people from Kigezi, they lost around over 4 billion. Kigezi, and you know how money is hard earned in Kigezi, So please, would you assure us? Because at times people have said, no, some of these gamblers are having a protection of the big wigs, and they're untouchable.
But Doctor, I want to come in there to also maybe ask policymakers out there. In 2020-2021 financial year, the National Gaming and Lottery Board was only assigned 6.37 billion. That was short about 6.5 billion, which they had to use to create, I think, to make the first 2 payments or installments for the national computerized system that is going to be in place. Now, if government is not also playing its role, we don't expect the board to do more than it can with what resources it has. And I don't know about this financial year, if at all that installment was paid, but if it wasn't, and if it's going to delay, we are going to have more of those issues. How about also government plays their part and they allocate the money that is required, especially for the creation of the electronic system? I'm very hard on this one, because if we don't go strong technology-wise, we are still going to have issues. If we don't create that electronic system as soon as possible,
but Mr. Barra,
we're going to have issues.
You are talking about the electronic system. Before he comes in, there is a challenge I talked about, the access to internet. That electronic system, it is already having a challenge. Maybe
internet is not the only way, Doctor. I think SMS, he talked about USSD codes being used now even for buying shares in the financial markets. MTN came in as an electronic IPO. We might not need the internet. We might need SMS, right? That's an electronic system, right? And it's well regulated because the players are regulated. MTN, Airtel, and all these other telecommunications companies can come in to help.
I hope you are catering for Ugandans who don't have those kind of terminologies. For you are the phone guy.
Yes.
There's someone outside there in the rural area who doesn't.
Electronic means even someone with a small phone can access. You don't have to have a smartphone. A small phone of 30,000, sincerely, even if you're in Kigezi, at least that one you can afford. You can.
Don't say like Kigezi are the ones who don't know.
Okay, let's have him back.
Yes, please.
Thank you. And Doctor, like he rightly puts it, I think we are seeing great efforts in ensuring everyone gets access to internet. And I don't think that is going to be a challenge in the near future. What we are focusing on, and I keep repeating this for the good of our viewers, is we are making efforts in ensuring we protect Ugandans and leveraging on technology. And I'm glad he has done some good research on the systems we are putting in place. And I want to thank the Ministry of Finance because it is really now focused on supporting us to ensure that we put in place this system and inquire if indeed they have released money to support us. Yes, they have, and we have started implementing this system. And we believe by the end of this December, we will have the online segment ready.
Okay.
Because we have we are implementing this system in a modular form. We are starting with the online segment, and then we get into the land-based.
You are going to reserve more other submission on because you are entering on the last part, which is how we can do it best, and those are some of the action strategies, which are strategic points, which are very important. Stay tuned as we come back.